Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
For a moment, it was going to be cute. I was going to say, oh, I popped into the room, but then I was just frozen and my face is all... I have one single zit, and I literally was just about to say I have my face is broken out. I have a single zit. I only ever get, knock on wood, a single one. But, damn it. Damn it. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. Where is my red dress? Where I took it off last night, immediately upon getting off the interwebs. We need red. You guys are so funny. I'll get some more red clothes. Okay, this is a really cute dress, by the way. You can sort of see it. This is a really cute dress. It's too short, in fact, for me to bend over appropriately. So, but it's very cute. Why am I looking for this? Why am I looking for it? Why can't I click it? Oh, I did. Yay. Yeah, I actually really like it. I think it's cute. It drapes in the right areas. Plus, I'm still on my diet, losing my weight, so it's not really a diet. I eat anything I want. Mostly I've been eating a lot of bacon. But, oh, K Crimson, miss you. Okay, let's keep going. Hi, Beverly. We got a long show to watch. It is crazy. Okay? The judge literally says at one point in this, like, this is the most intense person and requests I've ever had. So just keep that in mind. Judge Madrigal, who has been on the bench and listened to crazy shit like that we listened to last night. If you didn't listen to that last night, go back and get it. Was it over 2 hours? It was definitely over 2 hours. Today is not going to be quite as long, but it's going to be long enough that we're not doing members only tonight. We're leaving this open to everybody. How nice am I? And we'll have a members only Monday morning. Also, I want to share a little laugh with you. I, in fact, made that thumbnail when I posted the video or posted the live. But guess what happened? For some reason, my dumbass didn't upload it properly. And so when I was starting it, I was like, fuck. You're telling me you made this thumbnail and then it's not on here? I was so mad. I'm not joking. Christy, you wanted to sneak in? I mean... I can, like, fake block it, you know? That reminds me quickly, before we get started, but I pitched a business one time where I would argue with people, that you know that you have a tendency to argue and look for fights, and so what you would do is you would get in touch with me, and it's not a fake thing, it's gonna feel very real, okay? And I would argue with you before you went home to your family, and so you could be nice to them, and a bitch to me, and I would be a bitch right back, baby. It was more nuanced than that, but I had a whole plan. I can't remember what it was called. It was like something about fighting. Anyways. Because you know how I am. I love a little bit of craziness. Anyways, okay. Video. Let's guess how many steps I've already done today while Paisley finds the video. It wasn't earlier this month. It was more recent than that. It was Caldwell Hayes. It was this one! 250,000
to
steps.
continue on
Oh
Zoom.
my
People like
God,
you. It's
Courtney,
more
how
people
did
out
you
there.
know? How did you know it was 250,000 steps? I've been walking. I can't stop. Ugh. Did I literally just exit out of that? Oh my fucking God. Also cute. Cute little animal.
We are allowed to continue on Zoom. People like you. It's been working for our program.
Evan,
We'll show up
your hair is how I feel today. You're looking the opposite way. Like, God damn it, hair. Why are you on my head? Seriously. Thank you for being here. I'm going to slow this down. That's what I did last time. Slow it down. We're going to watch this. Mom is up here with the neck tattoo. Okay. Oh, my steps. 16,184. 16,184 steps. It is 5:44 p.m. Pacific time. This is the longest I've sat down in a while.
way, and you can take some time off and not maybe a whole day sitting in a courtroom, driving there and back. So people do like it. So we're doing this, but then I'm stuck with live streaming on YouTube. Now I make a big deal out of telling you about that because there's some downsides to that. We're out on the internet, so be careful with trying not to announce your social security number, your cell number, your personal address, stuff like that. You don't want somebody to have or to connect to you, which could be used or abused. There's people out there watching, and just so be aware of that. So anything you say is out there, and I do delete it's being recorded out on YouTube as well. I'll delete that as quick as I can after this hearing, so it won't be out there indefinitely. The public's only entitled a live version, not the recorded version, so it shouldn't be out there forever. In any case, not for long. I'll try to delete as quick as I can. The other part of the recording issues are that do not record it, which we considered in violation of our laws, subject to contempt of court, punishable by a fine and or jail sentence. I've got the official record if there's ever any need for it. I don't keep them forever for several years. That's under the law. However, if you need it, you can ask my coordinator how to get a copy, those kinds of things. Most people don't need it, but I make that available to you to tell you do not record at this time. That applies to you here in this courtroom, anybody else outside the courtroom. So of everything I've said so far today, do you have any questions or concerns about any of it before we go forward?
No, I do not.
And you're on Zoom, so I assume you're consenting to go forward on Zoom. You don't want to be in a courtroom in a courthouse anytime on this case, correct?
Correct.
Okay, then we'll go forward. Mr. Skinner will announce himself and give you an opening statement on your case, and then we'll proceed with your questioning.
Yes, Your Honor. Evan Skinner for the Office of the Attorney General. We're here today on the state's petition in suit affecting the parent-child relationship. We do have temporary orders establishing the parent-child relationship. In this cause, I see a file marked copy as of July 10th, 2025. And so we would ask the court to take judicial notice of those past temporary orders.
I'll
Those
take notice of them. I'm not in a position where I can actually review them at this moment, but if they were done, July 10th was the file mark, our actual court date was somewhere prior to that, or did you
I
say?
believe, well, I see that July 10th was the file mark, but the court date was 1st of May.
Okay.
However that happened, these orders were signed by Mr. Salcedo, and they did include the date and time for this hearing. So we're comfortable going forward in default. We believe he's on notice of this hearing.
Well, that's, yeah, I usually ask about service, but you've already gotten to the temporary order stage, and he did appear, and he was a part of the hearing, and he was put on notice of that reset date on the record, and he signed the order that has that date, time, and Zoom ID, correct, Mr. Skinner?
Yes, Your Honor, it has today's date, it has the time the case was set, and it has the correct Zoom ID for the hearing. So
Okay, then as an
seems
officer
he's-
of the court, I will take your
I'm
word
gonna
for
do my
it.
nails while I sit
So
here.
we will go forward by default against Mr. Salcedo.
In that case, I will take testimony. It's my understanding that Ms. Bowerman is fine with keeping some of the terms of the temporary orders intact, but I will just take testimony generally to get answers on these things. And I do have also evidence as to what would be appropriate for child support and medical support going forward, and I did send that into the court.
Okay, I'll take a look at that. And if you're trying to tweak something from the temporary order, let me know what the order says and what you're trying to change it to, just so I'm fully aware of what we're doing.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm going to go through it piece by piece, so you know.
Okay, that'd be great, thank you.
In that case, I will call Faith Barrowman as my witness.
Okay,
Ms. Barrowman, could you state your full name for the record once again?
Faith Kathleen Barman.
Could you state the name and age of the children in this case?
Benjamin Salcio, 4, and Daddy Salcio, 5.
All right. In the temporary.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep myself busy here, do my nails. Did she just... I'm sorry. Did she just say daddy? Because listen, I have called a man daddy before. In public. In front of his mother, in fact. You should have seen her face. She did not like it. When I said, Daddy, can you get this for me? But... regardless, do you name your kid Daddy? I don't know. I feel like that's a title given by a lovely lady.
Orders, you and Mr. Salcido were appointed joint managing conservators of these children. Do you still recall what that involves?
Yes.
Are you comfortable continuing as joint managing conservator with Mr. Salcido?
Yes.
In the temporary order, you were appointed the primary conservator with the right to designate your children's residence in Hayes County or any county that touches it. Are you comfortable continuing with that restriction?
Yes.
And in the temporary orders, it was found that no confidentiality of personal information was necessary, and that you and Mr. Salcido would each provide your home address, email address, and phone number in the order and to each other. Are you still comfortable with that information being shared?
Yes.
All right. The temporary orders included a short step up to the standard, to something pretty close to a standard possession order. Mr. Salcido was required to complete 5 consecutive periods of supervised possession for 3 hours on the second and fourth Saturdays of each month, after which it would step up to a standard possession order, with the exception that everyone was agreed to alternate weekly possession during the summer. Does that sound, what visitation has Mr. Salcido been having with your children since the temporary orders?
He has only had 2 visits with the boys. The dates were, sorry. The dates were June 28th and July 19th. Those were the only 2 visits that he has completed.
let me stop you real quick. Ms. Salvaez, do you have somebody you need to bring in, or is that a known person already?
That is my witness as a just in case. He,
Yes, Ms. Barman, I understand that there's somebody else there. Is Julia Spinks? Anybody you know, Ms. Barman?
no.
Your witness?
That would be one of our parties, Your Honor. I imagine he probably needs brought in.
Correct, Ms. Alvarez, if you'll do the honors, and the interpreter's back too, if you wanna, and allow them to enter. I only have one courtroom, we gotta take care of several things all at the same time, Ms. Barman, so just hang in there.
And Your Honor, just so, because we're getting kind of into the provisions of visitation, I am gonna send a copy of that temporary order
Sure,
for the court's reference.
thank you.
My apologies, I wasn't sure whether you were in a position where you could pull it up on the computer or not.
I
So-
might, but I hadn't even had. a
Judge is
chance yet.
he's asking the judge's position. Isn't that a bit personal, Evan? Also, thank you so much, NPC. I so appreciate thee. Even if YouTube Daddy refuses to call you your name. I don't. Thank you. Julia, what the fuck? Where the fuck did you come from? What is going on here? First of all, thank you so much. NPC, thank you again. And thank you guys for being here. I just want to point out something. Did you hear at the beginning when they said it's a default hearing? Did you hear that? You remember that part? Because why the fuck is the video this long? You understand? There's nobody there to oppose her. What is going on?
Well, I just sent it to you at any rate.
Okay, Ms. Alvarez, did you want to take care of Miss Binks and send her somewhere? Let's see.
Miss Beverly Bradford, we love you so much. You need to get better. You need to... Oh, and look, there's Jonathan. You guys, everybody needs to send healing vibes just in the air. Outward. Okay? We love you so much, Beverly, and thank you so much. You don't have to do that, seriously. But seriously, you need to rest up, get better, take all your medicine, do all the things that you need to do. Just rest. Rest. Okay? I think she didn't forget to swear them in, Brooklyn. They were probably sworn in before I began recording. But I've learned my lesson these days. I knew that the judge was giving her speech about don't record, that she hadn't started yet, but that she had probably put them under oath, and it's not worth it to go back and then miss the end. In this case, it wouldn't have happened, but it's happened many a time before, and so we will always try, if we can, to just start recording right away.
You want to unmute Miss Binks?
Thank you all again. Seriously.
Yes, ma'am.
Is
We
this the
wanna
first time
get
you're
rid of
arriving here
her.
today?
No,
Julia,
ma'am. I was
fuck?
just on another device. The battery died, but I was talking to a gentleman, the attorney for the state.
Okay, let me see if I can get you back there. That we noticed you were in the waiting room and that you were needed to be moved from the waiting room. Let's see. That was number 15. So, Mr. Hernandez is here, but you were in a room with one of the AGs, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's
Got a
correct,
new
Judge.
device to move there because you're showing there already on a different device. Is that what I'm seeing?
I've already logged off the device. It died.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
let me- I'll send her back to the breakout
thank
room.
you, Ms. Alvarez. You're quicker at that than I am. Thank you.
Give me 1 second.
Problem.
Okay, do you see the other pop-up appear on your screen?
Okay,
And
she's
then
done. Then bring in Mr. Toranzo and I guess.
yes, they're gonna need that. They're gonna need him.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and send you a pop-up to the breakout room if they're needed. If you can just go ahead and click join.
Okay, there we go. Now we can continue in the environment. Where were we? On the visitation, and while you talk, I'll be pulling up my email with your our copy of the temporary order.
Yes, Your Honor. And I believe we had just run through what the original provisions were and what visits Mr. Salcedo had been exercising. Ms. Barman, how have the visits been going? How has that been happening? Has it been going well?
So for our first visit, I didn't want to do the visit myself, and I was able to appoint someone to do the supervised visit, someone that I deemed that I wanted and trusted. So I chose my dad, and my dad went out there when he arrived, and basically was just like, "Hey, I have some ground rules that I want to lay out first, and he immediately just started getting defensive and wanted to start an argument and wouldn't even let my dad talk, started cussing him out, and it just really went sideways. My dad only wanted to just say the rules were just, don't talk about the case or mention anything court proceeding wise. Don't talk about me. And the third one was that if they were going to be going somewhere other than here, the designated meetup place, that he would be the one driving them because he did not have insurance. He was in an unregistered vehicle and he did not have the proper car seats. So if they were going to be going anywhere, that he would be driving them. And he didn't even want to hear it. They went back and forth for the first 45 minutes. I did submit some videos to the court. I don't know if you will be able to see those or not. Um, but it only got bits and pieces of what went down because it was a motion censored camera. Um, but the first visit didn't really go well, and the second visit was a little bit better. But since then, I have not heard anything from Ben other than him canceling or um, just not enforcing his right for the visit.
At this point, are you comfortable with continuing with the same provisions for visitation that were included in the temporary order?
What do you mean by that?
At
Like,
this
do I
would,
proceed with
would
the same thing that we've been going through?
at this point, would you want to make changes to the visitation that's ordered?
Yes.
Do you have an idea of or a plan for what you would like to see as far as visitation?
Yes. I would like 6 months supervised visitation, 2 to 3 hours per visit, 2 times a month, the second and fourth weekends preferably, at a facility. If he's missed a visit or skipped a visit or rescheduled, then the 6 months starts over again. And it should be 12 visits between that 6 months. And once he completes those, I would like to move to 3 supervised 8-hour visits at home visits for him. And upon completion, then we can start overnights.
Have you do you have a plan or have you thought about what should be done as far as the cost of visitation through a facility?
He should be 100% financially responsible for.
Why? No, sorry, go on. Why is it that you believe visitation through a supervised facility is necessary?
Just because of the circumstances with the first visit, I don't believe he takes this as seriously as it truly is. As an example, he did not show up today, and he just didn't want to follow the first court orders.
What is it
Let
that
me just point out that I didn't hear that case and I didn't rule on those issues. Y'all agreed to them. Is that correct, Ms. Barman?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just considering that, because the kids are not babies. They're 4 and 5, you told me.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out why any of it has to be supervised at that age, other than him not liking that your dad was supervising.
I can develop some testimony on that,
Yes,
Your Honor.
please do. Thank you.
Just in general, what is your rationale for why Mr. Salcido needs to be supervised around your children, at least at first?
Um, I just I don't know how to explain. I'm sorry. He
Well, if
just
the kids are in danger with him, I need to hear that. Now, if
well,
you
no, I
don't
don't.
like his manners or something, I don't know what it is. But I need to
I,
hear what it is that concerns you on why he can't have the kids alone.
it's just more of he isn't responsible enough yet. Like I don't. I just don't think he's responsible enough. Um, Time and time again, he's proved that he's not even ready to be a dad. Um,
Does that mean they put him in danger? Like, uh,
Physically, no, but
He
I
won't feed him, he won't put him to bed right or at the sun.
Yeah, pretty
No.
well, he probably won't stick to their set schedule. For one, he when they were with him, they weren't getting the proper care for them. They had like full when they were in diapers, they had full diapers, black feet, like they weren't properly taken care of. And now they're fully potty trained. They are starting school. They are doing so well. And just starting these last past two visits, it's emotionally affecting my boys. And they're starting school, and I really want them to be in the right mindset.
But you're not trying to tell me that you're trying to keep him away.
No, I don't want to keep him away by all means. That's their dad. But I just think he needs help.
Can you tell me why you think he needs help? I mean,
He doesn't understand what he needs to do as a father, and he doesn't understand um
well, if you had him for 3 hours, you don't think if it were feeding hours that he could handle it alone? Just
I I I'd say he'd give them snacks, but he wouldn't give them real food. He wouldn't.
Ooh, as somebody who eats snacks a lot but don't have the real food, doesn't eat real food, I take offense to that, Faith. Okay? A girl dinner consists of snacks, ma'am. Snacks! Yeah, her cleave is like. It's living. It's like a lived in cleave. You know what I mean? You can imagine. You can imagine. At least I am.
He just wouldn't do the things that they need.
how old is he?
He, I believe, is 26, 27. His birthday is October 26, 1997, I believe.
Ma'am, you fucked him. You
How
had
old are
kids with
you?
him. Know his birthday and
How old are you,
age.
ma'am?
I'm 25.
So y'all were young. Well, not too young, but you were young when you had the kids that were
Yes.
4 or 5, and you really don't think you can handle them for 8 hours, 3 hours without somebody there looking over his shoulder. That
Unfortunately, I don't believe so. I mean, when he showed up for his visits and asked to go to a park, he came empty-handed. It's like 100-degree weather outside, and he didn't even get them water or have water bottles or snacks or sunscreen or bug spray, just the necessities for the children.
The necessities, ma'am. Fucking sunscreen, bug spray,
Okay.
DEET.
He's never gonna do as good as you are, right? I mean, I know that because moms may be a little more cautious, maybe generally, not all moms, but he's never gonna meet your level of care. It looks like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But are they in danger with him? That's what I have to look at. They're 4 and 5. Now you get used to a different dad, or he's got a different lifestyle, or he's got this or that. If he's not putting him around, not like alcohol, under the influence, drugs, or he's, he's got some kind of criminal history to be afraid of.
I know he was an alcoholic. I'm pretty sure he still is. He did drink every day when we were together, and he still continues to drink, I'm pretty sure, because every time he came, I could smell the alcohol in his car. But
Even the last 2 times too?
I did not go near his car the last 2 times. One of the visits, I was not here at the house. But another one of the visits, I was here. But I didn't go near his vehicle.
And your dad wouldn't have been able to tell if he was under the influence, if he was around
He
that
would.
long for drinking
He
that?
would be able to tell, but I don't believe he was during those visits.
That Mr. I forgot his name, Mr. Salcido was not under the
Influence.
alcohol.
But there was an instance a while back when I was letting him see the boys and go over there to spend the night on weekends. My son actually has a scar on his forehead because of the incident. I used to work as an overnight manager at Walmart, and I was at work during the time that they were spending the night over there, and I did receive a phone call from him that it was around 2 in the morning, 2:33 in the morning, that my son had fallen and hit his head on a table, and it left a pretty bad gash. I did not see the like how bad it was. I just saw blood on the front of my son's shirt, and he said his stepmom was a registered nurse and that it wasn't as bad as it looked. And um I wanted to get off work. I was going to go over there, figure out what was going on. He was like, "No, it's fine. Like, you don't have to get off work. He should be good." Later on in the morning, towards 6 a.m., 5:30, 6 a.m., he was like, "Maybe we should go to the ER and this and that." And so I got off work a little bit early because I'm usually scheduled till around 8 a.m. So I ended up getting off early. I did not have my vehicle at the moment. So Ben did come and pick me up, and we went to the doctor's office, well, the ER. And he had been drinking that night and did not put the children to bed. And we went to the ER, and they told me that he needed stitches, but they could not give him stitches because of how long it had been since the cut had happened, and it would have caused more infection. So they had glued it closed and just kind of wrapped it up. And 3 days after that incident, it got really infected. My baby did have like a giant bump on his forehead where
Oh, I actually like the angle that I've caught her. If you know, you know. That little eye angle, eyes up. Just remove the context, but you know what I mean. Hi, Mikey. You're not drinking tonight? Me neither. Well, I'm drinking Red Bull. That's what I'm drinking. I'm always off put by the color of Red Bull. I wish that it was pink like my other Red Bull that I drink. Oh, that rhymed. But it's not. Anyways, I hope you're well. What a weekend. I hope you've had a good one. Resting, relaxing, chillaxing. Anyways, this case is insane. This is a default. By the way, this case should have been over already. Neck tattoo or not. I'm glad you had a relaxing day.
it started swelling, and I immediately took him back to the ER where he was hospitalized for 3 days after the fact.
And you think he's still capable of that today?
Yes, I honestly do.
How old was the child, whichever child it was, how old was that child then?
That was Benjamin, and he was 2.
And Benjamin is now 4, 2 years later. So if we did something like day visits and not, and maybe some supervised, but I'm trying to figure out what would be the best thing to do, short of putting so many hurdles in front of him that he's not going to ever see him again, including if it's supervised by an entity and he's already not doing it with your father involved. I'm not trying to put the children in danger, but I'm trying to figure out if they're even in danger, that what level this guy's at and what we can trust or not trust. But I'm also seeing that maybe you're asking for a little bit too much supervision or too many hurdles that he's not ever really going to see the kids. And then there's other problems with that.
I maybe 3 months of professionally supervised visits instead of the 6. That way it's 6 consecutive visits. That way it halves it down for him, but I still want those 3 full day home visits because he stays with his dad. And they have a lot of people there. It's kind of like a rotation of whoever needs a place to stay. He has multiple children. And
Mr. Salcido or his father?
Well, I know Benjamin, Salcido, Ben, he stays with his dad. And his dad kind of leaves his door open to his children, and he has multiple children. I know his older brother is staying there with his 2 children. I know they have two younger ones that I believe are still in high school on the verge of graduating. I know there is from his stepmom, she has an older son. I don't know if he's there. It's just a lot of people, and I want to make sure my children are being cared for and have what they need while they're there. So I do want the 3 at-home visits supervised to make sure that the environment is a good environment for them to be in.
And who would supervise those visits, like 23 days? Are you talking about 3 consecutive days or
3 consecutive days.
like a whole weekend? With
Well,
some,
not 3 like overnight visits, but like
yeah, 3
the
days
second, fourth, like the second and fourth weekends. Like if he chooses to do it on a Saturday because they have school, or a Sunday, then I just have someone go over there with him, supervise the visits, and we'll go from there.
Well, unfortunately, if I have to do a final order, I have to have a crystal ball, which I don't have, and you don't either. So I have to do all the stair steps between now and they're 18 or graduate from high school. I don't have the luxury of bringing you back every 6 months or every 3 years to see what level of visitation should be at. So I do have to figure out what to do, not see how it goes, and then we decide, no, I can't do. We already had one temporary order and didn't go that well. If we do, I have the option to do another temporary order and giving and implementing this new program, see if he goes or not, or see if he shows up again or not. And you don't talk with him at all? Y'all don't discuss this?
I every time that I've tried to talk to him, it's kind of like I have a lot going on in my life right now. Don't attack me, and it's just he's the victim in the situation. It's me kind of calling him out like, "Hey, like he promised to buy the boys' school supplies, and he made an excuse as to why he couldn't do that because he's depressed and he couldn't follow through. He hasn't even made a single payment towards the child support at all either.
Well, I get that, but I have to think of that because the law makes me is that those are separate issues. That's not a reason not to let him visit.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Terrible provider, but or bad ex-boyfriend or whatever. But
Good night, Beverly. We love
I'm trying
you.
to figure out what he's capable of and how much supervision and how long, because I have seen too many cases where, where it's like setting hurdles that they can't ever reach, and then they never get to see their children. And then these children grow up with absent fathers, which makes it worse for him paying support or being in their lives ever again if we don't try to get it right or get something going.
How would you feel about if we did like just the same thing, 5 supervised visits, professionally supervised, and then 3 supervised visits from my like who I deem necessary, well, who I deem fit.
But just supervision without the facility, somebody that you appoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see stair steps like that, however many you think you need, but just to say 6 months and then start over and start over and start over, he's not going to be able to do 6 months paying at a facility. He's not going to be able to go probably 3 visits because they're expensive. They're going to cost money, and that's going to be a hurdle. But if you say it's 5, maybe that's easier to meet and or to start over. But at some point, these kids are going to grow up and then things may change. The order does say that if you all agree to something different, you all have the right to tweak it. You don't have to stick with it forever. And if you all can reach any agreements, you should. And that's the only part of the order you can tweak on your own without having to get a new order. But that's if it's by agreement. So if he doesn't make these supervised visits, but he makes 1 or 2 here or there, and then there's 2 or 3 years down the road, and maybe they don't need supervision anymore. Maybe he doesn't need supervision anymore. Maybe everybody's grown up a little bit and can handle day visits without a facility or without a person if you send them to the park, if you agree to something. So that's part in your hands, and that's for the future too, that you can tweak the visitation order. But assuming you can't talk and you're not going to be able to work it out, I've got to do something rational or based on what I hear as evidence on whether kids are in danger or what I should do. Here, as they're young, I don't mind at least giving you some more supervised visits, even at the facility. But sometimes, does he have to start over? He completes 5 in a period of 10 months versus 2 months. Is that such a bad deal? Couldn't he go on again without restarting the wheel onto 5? Or
Um,
make it a few more so that even if it takes him a while to get there, he can still get to the next level by making all those visits first. Even if it's
I
6 or
think
10 or something.
I have given him multiple chances for the boys. I feel like 10 months is a bit too much. I would maybe agree to 6 months, and in that 6 months, if he completes those 5 visits, then we can move forward.
Okay, you just said something I wanted to mention, but I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's been a long day already, but I thought it was important, but I can't think of it. I think of it, it'll come back to me, I'll say it. But okay, let's move on. Even if he did 5 visits within a period of 6 months, is that what you said?
Yes.
Within 6 months, then he moves on to next level. But that first level would still be, most of these places don't do more than 3 hours because that's expensive, 3 or 4 hours because they charge by the hour. We could put a date, you said the 2nd and 4th Saturdays, is that what I remember?
Yes, 2nd and 4th.
Is that because why, he's with other kids or you've got other kids or something?
I'm in a relationship, and he is in the middle of a custody battle as well. He has the 1st, 3rd, and 5th weekends. So I help him pick up his child from 10 and drop him off at 6. So I am busy those weekends. That's why I chose to do it the opposite the opposite weekends. Because I am available Friday through Sunday those weekends.
So for the 2nd and 4th Saturdays, even if the facility couldn't handle it or couldn't find a supervisor, they can tweak the hours for us, but at least for starters, 3 hours from what time to what time?
I will stick to 4 to 6 or 3 to 5.
I'll make it 3 to 5 since Saturdays. I guess they can hire people for any time, but still, the earlier the better on a Saturday, I think, 3 to 5. And then, and it would be at the discretion of the facility because sometimes they can get people certain hours and sometimes they can't, or they have too many people having visits all at the same time. At the discretion of facility. Okay, so if you go 5 times in a 6-month period, 2nd and 4th Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. Supervised, okay. And then after that, what's the next level you said you wanted?
2 to 3 days of full days. We could do 10 to 5 or 10 to 6. Full day supervisions.
And you have somebody who would be willing to go over there and be with him? Or
Yes.
there's nobody you can trust on his side of the family that could also do it, that would be available?
No.
3 times of 10 to 6, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., still 2nd and 4th Saturdays.
Yes.
And still supervised, but just for 3 times. Is there another level, maybe even an overnight level after that before you get to standard, or?
I would do 2 nights of 1-night visits. Like a
2
Friday
times
when
of
I get off school,
overnight,
the Saturday evening, or Saturday after
Saturday, Sunday.
the Sunday morning.
We did the 2nd Saturday at 10 a.m. to the Sunday following that Saturday at 6 p.m.
Yeah,
The
that
one
will.
overnight, but that's now without supervision, correct?
Mhm.
2 times with overnights, and then standard. If he gets to all that stuff, even though it takes him a while, you want him to go to standard at some point.
Yes.
And they're young enough where this is going to take a good how long? Depends on how quick he does it, or how long it takes them. Well, okay, that's for starters. If you think of anything else, or I think of anything else, we'll come back to that issue. And I just intervene on this because I know what I'm looking for, and the state does, they don't take a position on those issues. They help me a lot with the testimony, but they're not required to go to the level of details that I think I need to figure this out. they're not required to do that. Okay, Mr. Skinner, if you want to pick up where I left off or fill in those blanks or go on to the next subject, that would be fine.
Yes, Your Honor. I do want to ask Ms. Bauerman, at such time as you are doing as you have moved to like the standard visitation, did you also want to continue with the change made in the temporary orders where you and Mr. Salcido alternate weekly periods of possession over the summer?
Yes.
All right. Were there any other restrictions or rules or limitations you wanted as far as Mr. Salcido's periods of possession?
Yes, I wanted him to be able to prove that he has a valid driver's license, a registered vehicle, and proof of insurance, and the proper car seats for the children that he must provide. I will not be giving him mine. And just proof that he has a safe place for them to sleep, like a bed or something of that nature, when they go over there for overnights.
I lost you at the second one.
Oh,
There's
I'm
a
sorry.
lot of requirements. Okay, he's gonna be entitled to his visits whether he's got all the things you want him to have or not. Okay, and so if he needs to get somebody else to drive him, we can prohibit him from picking him up without a valid driver's license. And the way you'd find out if he shows up in a car, you want to see the license before you let the kids go, obviously, so you know he has it. But car insurance and what else did you say? I can't remember what else.
A registered vehicle.
And I'm sorry, hold on. And what else?
Proof that he has the proper car seats for the children, because I will not be giving him mine.
And what else?
And just proof that he has beds for them to sleep when they start overnights.
And you don't think with all those people there'll be some
I
empty
just want to
beds?
make sure that they have a safe place to sleep and not pallets on the floor.
You don't think pallets on the floor are safe?
It's just they have beds, and I feel like he should be able to provide beds for them. Whether he give up his own for the weekends that he has them, that's fine with me. Just proof that they have a safe place to sleep at night.
Well, if you've got a roof over their head and they have to sleep on a couch because there's just too many people that his father allows there, you're gonna complain about that?
No, I'm fine with that. But as far as the people, I was also wanting that my children not be brought around people that have felonies, as far as like drug abuse, alcohol, any like type of felonies, because I know his cousin got arrested for selling drugs, and it's just I don't want my children under the wrong influences.
Well, then you should keep them locked up in your house. What can I say? And I'm not trying to be funny, but you send them to school, there's gonna be bullies. You send
Yes, I
them to
understand that, but not.
Well, I get it, but
But-
you don't think he's adult enough or civil enough or smart enough to like protect his own children? You just don't think he's got that ability?
In in all honesty, I hate to put it like this, but he couldn't wipe his own butt without you having to do it for him.
So you had 2 children with him. How the hell did you get involved with
You-
all this?
You're telling me I was young and not thinking straight.
Okay, well, I get that too, but you weren't that young. You weren't in your 20s, I assume.
I was not.
Yeah. Okay, well, some of this, is you're making it impossible for me to say you can't have the kids till you're the police and you got to check all these things.
I'm just saying that like I just would prefer if he didn't have the children around like a registered sex offender or like
Well, that, yeah, because
Yeah,
that's already in the books on that. You're not supposed to have them around that either. That's in the order already. Or you need to notify people or not be. Mr.
You-
Skinner, do you have something to say? I'm sorry.
Do you have any reason to believe, or do you have any reason to know or think that there would be registered sex offenders in the house?
He has a very large family, and I know that some of them have charges and stuff, and I don't know specifically what charges, but I only really care about the registered sex offender uh type charge. I just don't want them to be exposed to certain things, and they aren't really sheltered as much over there. They're going to be exposed to a lot more than what they are with me.
Well, I hope on neither side there's registered sex offenders, but.
Well, yeah, obviously. No.
Yeah, seriously,
but
nobody
if
bring around
we-
sex
okay,
offenders.
I've never had so many requests for. so
I'm
many
sorry.
things.
I know because
And
in the
I've been doing
first-
this for 30 years, ma'am. You're the first one that has had a laundry list of things.
It was just because the first order I didn't even make a list of like things that I felt were necessary. And this time I came a little bit more prepared and I made a list of things that I just wanted just to be sure about. So I get it. I'm also a protective mother. I mean, when my baby was like when Dadius was just like like maybe 3 months old, I didn't even want to leave him to be babysit while I ran to the gas station real quick. I'm a very protective mother and I love my children.
Well, I've gotten a lot of nervous first-time mothers. Yes, that's true, and that happens.
She has
but,
2 kids.
But you're not the only parent, so I got to consider there's a dad, there is somebody else that needs to get involved some way, somehow, because there's lots of other issues that happen when there's absent parents, including they drop off the map. These kids grow up with no father figures, whatever. And it's not good either way. But I'm trying to do the best I can to involve him, even if he's not here. He's stupid for not being here, but I get a lot of faults. That doesn't mean I don't give him any rights. That's not the way it works. And I'm looking for the registered sex offender paragraph. What page is it on, Mr.?
Y'all be getting me
And
demonetized
in the
for this
temporary
video.
orders, that's going to be page. No, I'm looking for it, Your Honor. That's gonna be on page. The copy I'm looking at doesn't have, page 15.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be toward the end, and I don't know if I have numbered pages on this. Is it way after the?
It's on
It's a
the
PDF.
page.
It's
It's
numbered.
it's the page after the statutory warrant. No, it's the page where the statutory warnings end, Your Honor.
The page after.
Well, it's on the bottom of the page. The
Statutory
companion
warnings.
notice.
Okay, statutory warnings after the payment of support. That's not it. It's after that.
It's after the statutory warnings, Your Honor. It's on. I'm looking just at the page 15 in my viewer, and my copy doesn't have numbers either, but I see it on the 15th page.
15. I can't count them. I don't want to go back and count. A companion notice. There it is. Companion
Yes.
notice. Okay. It is ordered each conservator of a child, subject to the order, has a duty to inform and shall inform the other conservator of the child if she marries, intends to marry, or resides for at least 30 days with another person he or she knows is a registered sex offender, or is charged with an offense for which on conviction that person would be required to register. Notice needs to be given. Let's get some, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Cole, that is so amazing. In Florida, are you guys still in Florida? Yes, I dyed my hair, William, and it's fucking short too, but it it looks fucked up today if I take it out because it's too short. Like it looks good normally, but it is literally like sticking out straight. So we have to leave it up because it's been up like this all day. I didn't have time. So come back tomorrow, William, and you'll see it. In Canada, the tooth fairy. So one time my daughter set up a trap for the tooth fairy. She lost a tooth. She told me about it, but then when the tooth fairy went in, I was informed later that there was a trap. It included a glass. There was string tied around it. There were scissors on top of a box. She basically set a trap to catch the tooth fairy. Unsuccessful, might I add, but hilarious. I have a picture somewhere. Very inventive. That's just the kind of child I raised. Anyways, I'm so glad to hear that Owen lost his tooth. She just wanted to trap the tooth fairy and find out what her deal was. Question her a little bit, you know. But lovely to see you, Cole, and give Owen a hug and a kiss from me. We miss him. And I hope to see him soon.
Okay, failure to tell somebody about the sex offender status of who you're living with or marrying is a Class C misdemeanor. But it doesn't say that they can't do it, that you can even marry him, but you have the requirement to tell the other parent within a certain period of time. I guess they can do what they need to do after that, but am I reading it wrong, Mr. Skinner? But that's all I see. I haven't looked at that paragraph in so long, it's never even come up.
I mean, I see a duty to inform, Your Honor. I mean, that's.
Yeah, duty to inform and failure to inform is a Class C misdemeanor, but doesn't have any other restrictions, which I would think people would have common sense, but there you go. Well, there's that paragraph. Okay, well, let me think on this. I've got a couple other cases I have to hear. I can't spend too much time on all the details of this, but let me have Mr. Skinner pick up wherever
Before
we left
Evan
off,
talks
and,
about it, we need to say thank you to NPC. Look at that, 5 new members, Monday morning members only. Monday morning members. That's happening tomorrow. That's right. Black is my color. Earlier people were crying for red. Anyways, thank you, NPC. Welcome new members. And Judge, can we please hurry? I'm really hungry.
I'm sure we still have several more issues to resolve.
Yes.
Are we at the financial stage yet or not?
I think pretty much. Just one more question and then we'll be there. Ms. Bauman, would you be asking for any sort of a notice or punctuality requirement to be included in the visitation terms?
Yes, if he's more than 25 minutes late without notifying me, then if he doesn't notify me after 25 minutes that he's either going to be late or he can't come to the visit, then he forfeits his right for the visit. Just that if he's going to be leaving the city, or if he's going to be leaving the city, that he notifies me, because I know he has family in Amarillo, and I just want to, hey, heads up, I'm going to Amarillo this weekend, just a heads up of if he's going to be leaving.
If he's got the kids with him.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What insurance is available for your children?
They are on Medicaid.
Is there any other insurance available, like through an employer or anything like that?
No.
Do you know what, I mean, in the temporary orders, the support was set at minimum wage. It's my understanding that Mr. Salcedo was unemployed at that time. Has he since gotten a job?
Yes. From my understanding, what he has told my dad and has told me is that he works at Epic Piping, in San Marcos. He told me that he was starting to weld, and he was going to get a pay increase from that because he had worked for the job before and he was just hired back on, so he knows what he's doing. So he was going into welding, and that he'd be getting a pay increase, and that is the last that I heard from him.
Do you know whether he was hired to be a welder or whether he was hired to be doing something different and hired to do something different?
I don't think he was hired to be a welder, because he told me that he was taking classes to become certified. So I think he was working his way up to being a welder. And as far as I know, is that this last visit he canceled was because he had to have 90 days working, I believe, as a welder. to become certified and actually have that as his job.
Do you know whether do you have any reason to know or believe whether he's finished those courses and actually gotten that welder certification?
I do not. I am unaware if he's completed it or not.
Um, do you know anything about the place that he works, what they do, what their line of business is?
From my understanding, making pipes.
What?
That's what I'd presume because it's a piping company. Um,
Do you have any idea of what they pay him or what kind of rate he's making or anything of the sort?
no, I just know that he gets paid weekly and that he makes good money. That's what he tells me.
Oh, perfect.
All
Let's
right.
set his child support
At this time, I
good
would
money
like to
level.
introduce States Exhibit 1, which is the Bureau of Labor Statistics data for the local area.
Yeah, did you email that to me or are you gonna screenshot? Let's
I
see.
emailed that to you, Your Honor. I can screen share if you'd like, but I did email it to you.
Go ahead and I'll look it up in my emails and you screen share it. That might be the most efficient way.
Yes, Your Honor. Let me get started sharing.
Stop sharing!
Are you all?
You're No,
Okay.
what are you
Are you
sharing,
all seeing
bro?
this? Let me make it a little
Yes,
larger.
No.
yeah, it's
what
kind
the
of
fuck
small,
are you
but if
doing?
you,
Well,
When was
I'm
the last time
fighting with
Evan
my
got laid? We
computer to
don't
make
think
it
ever,
larger, Your Honor.
Mikey.
Is that better?
It's not
it
better,
looks like
Evan.
it.
It's
Let me enlarge
upsetting. We're
my
worried
screen
about
here,
you.
too. Um, okay, well, it's cut off. You'll have to scroll through, but tell me what I need to look at.
Yes, Joanna. Well, the most relevant line I think here is structural metal fabricators and fitters, line 51 dash 2041. I don't know that there is enough evidence to determine whether or not Mr. Salcido is currently working as a welder, but I think there is evidence that he's working in the structural metal business at a company that makes pipes.
Okay,
And so I would draw your attention to the
is this the
well,
national one or the state one or the local
this
one?
is the local one. And I'll draw your attention to the annual median wage in that line of work being $54,170.
What's the mean hourly wages? But
The mean hourly wage, Your Honor, is $26.04 per hour.
okay,
Yes, that was NPC.
And that does come to roughly the same number.
okay, and then what am I thinking? Welders make a lot more than that, I presume.
No, Your Honor, I can show you the welding line.
Sure.
Welders, cutters, solders, and brazers, that's line dash 51, line 51-4121. I keep getting my words twisted up. I'm gonna make it a little smaller just a second so I can see the whole thing and know the number I need to be getting because
Sure.
I need to be able to see the columns. But I see that the annual median wage for that line of work, and I'm just gonna scroll down to it, is 51,280.
A welder
So
gets
it's-
paid
Less than
less?
what you just told me about.
Yeah, that's what's in the document, Your Honor. I'm not certain what they lump into each category other than to go by their descriptions, structure, metal fabricator, and
What's the-
fabricators and fitters seemed the most appropriate.
I know, but I can't believe a welder with a certificate would make less than the one without, but okay.
That, Your Honor, I don't know. I'm not a welder.
You're
Well,
shitting me.
neither am I.
You're shitting
What
me,
is the
bro.
hourly medium wage for that?
For a welder, Your Honor, is let me scroll down.
You had it under.
Oh, well, I gave the hourly median for structural metal fabricators earlier. The hourly mean then is 28.43.
No, I was
the
looking at the same column, hourly median wage all the way down to the welder category. What is?
Median, okay, so median for fabricators is 2604, looking at specifically median and not mean. And going down to welders, it is 2465.
Okay, and there's nothing else that would fit. Jeez.
Most of these other production jobs are pretty specific machine work jobs that I don't think there's any evidence in the record that he's doing any of that. Structural metal, I believe pipes are structural metal. I think that
He's not an intern. He's an assistant attorney general for the state of Texas. We have to give Evan that. If we don't give him the loss of his virginity, we at least give him the fact that he is an assistant attorney general for the state of Texas Child Support Division. Woot woot, Evan.
it's the closest description to what he's doing, that or the welding line.
Does the state not have any state recorded income from employers in the past to give?
Our assumption, my guess is that given the testimony that, and I'm going to stop sharing for now, Your Honor, if that's all right.
Sure.
My assumption, Your Honor, would be that since he just got this job recently, certainly after the temporary orders were drafted in May, so probably within the last couple of months, that we just wouldn't have any recorded income for him yet, because the time would not have come yet where that information was available.
Of course not, but you would have, if he's a 26-year-old man and had any kind of jobs, you'd have some kind of reported wages. You don't even look at that. Did he ever work for somewhere for a while, now a year or anything like that in the past few years?
He worked for Ion Solar for a few years, and since after he lost that job, he was job hopping and working under the table. I know when the court when we came to the agreement, he was working under the table, and I did submit some text messages between us where he admitted to working under the table as well, working for a friend, doing odd jobs here and there.
Yeah, but do you have no idea what he actually brings home every week or every month or anything?
No, I don't.
I'm trying. I have to guess on something else. Okay, I didn't expect it to be a difficult default, but here we go. What else do you want to tell me, Mr. Skinner?
I would just I would ask Ms. Bowerman, is there anything that's not yet been addressed by the court that or mentioned by the judge, anything that you think is important for her to know or for you to say?
Well, you're asking for retroactive. Did you go through that?
Retroactive, that was addressed in the agreed order, Your Honor, so I didn't think I had I should have made that clear, my apologies, but that's part of the reason as well that I wasn't looking into past income, because there was already a finding made and agreed to on the retroactive support that I don't really believe I can look behind at this point.
No, they agreed to a number already? I didn't realize that.
Yes, Your Honor, it's and I can read that out into the record, but they agreed to a retroactive judgment, $10,500 as of the first day of May 2025. So it was my understanding that that was already a solved issue.
I didn't get that far in the order because we hadn't gotten to it yet, but I want to make
Understood,
sure
Your
that
Honor.
it's
That's my apology. I should have mentioned that it was already addressed.
resolved. Okay, well, that's good for me. Okay, what else? Anything else? Non-disclosure issues, court cost issues, what else are we not done or done?
My understanding, and I think I did get some testimony on this, that there's not non-disclosure being requested.
Okay.
Ms. Bowerman, are you asking for any of your personal information to be made confidential?
No.
All right. Did you have any other requests for things you wanted Mr. Salcedo to do, or any anything that you wanted him to do as far as communication or between y'all?
Yes, I would like to ask that moving forward that our form of communication be through app close. and that be our only way to contact each other. And if he could maybe take a parenting class, and those are really my only two requests.
Ask the witness, Your Honor. That's all my questions. I only have closing.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna make visitation conditional on a parenting class if you want one.
Oh, no, I'm not asking that like he has to complete the parenting class to start the visits. I would just like that he take a parenting class.
Have you taken any?
No, I have not.
Sometimes there's co-parenting classes that would be hugely, immensely helpful. Even if you don't think you need it for parenting, but co-parenting is a whole different ballgame, and you probably could, and if everybody could stand to hear some of this when you're at this point and not getting along or not talking to each other or not figuring it out.
I don't want to seem like I'm boasting or anything, but I didn't even want to go through this route of going through the child support system and everything else. I tried to come to him and just say, hey, if you want to pay me $300 a month and you get every other weekends, and we try to work out an agreement, and we could just keep this between ourselves. He didn't want to agree to that, didn't want to pay me $300, and basically gave me a big old I'm good on that. Like it was, he did not want to cooperate with me at all.
Now, why would you tell me now that you agreed to every other weekend on your own, but today because you're in a courtroom now, you want all those restrictions?
This was before my son got hurt as well. I wanted to do this civilly, and he did not want to do it civilly, didn't take it seriously, and I don't feel like he's taking the situation seriously, and I have stretched my means and done everything in my power to help him, and it's not my job. He's a grown man, and so now I would like to do things the right way and what's best for my children.
And when you said since the child got hurt, you're talking about the one incident that in the middle of the night, that he fell out of
Yes.
There's no been other incidents of him hurting the children?
No.
Did y'all ever live together and he had to be in charge of babies while you went off to work?
But it was at nighttime. They were already in bed. I have always worked overnights. I was a overnight manager at McDonald's, and I would put the boys to sleep, go to work, come back in the morning, and take care of our children during the day.
And he never had them in the daytime?
I mean, if I went out with some friends for a period of time, he would watch them, but majority of the time they were under my care.
Did anything ever happen when he had them alone and they were babies?
No, not that I'm aware of or that he told me.
Well, I think you would have been aware if you saw something concerning.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and you seem pretty vigilant, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, anything else you want to say, ma'am?
No.
Then, you never saw him file tax returns? You never saw W-2s or 1099s or anything at tax time?
No. The last that I heard from him was that he was doing unemployment and then had not filed taxes at all anytime after that.
Have you ever known, like, with y'all discussing it, that he's made 50,000 a year?
No, I didn't.
When you offered 300 a month, did you know what he was making at that point?
No, it was just a low number, and it was just a spitball. It seemed like a fair amount for the two boys, whether he was working or not.
Okay, well then I'm gonna let the state do some math for me and tell me some things, and then I may ask you to do reverse math on 300 to see what he was scoffing at. He should have taken, but just so that I'm aware of all those things. So, Mr. Skinner, let's let you do your closing.
Yes, Your Honor. We'd ask just for appropriate orders on conservatorship, possession and access, geographic restriction, and non-disclosure. We would ask that the court use the BLS data I submitted and find that Mr. Salcido is capable of making gross monthly income of $4,514.17. we would ask that Ms. Bowerman be ordered to continue with the government medical insurance, and that Mr. Salcedo's medical support bump up to $271 per month, and guideline child support of $882 per month,
How much? I
effective
didn't hear it. How much?
271 for the medical
Medical?
and 882 for the child support, both effective September 1st, 2025. We want to just leave the retro judgment alone, preserve that from the temporary orders. And then we
Tell
would,
me, do you know, or did you write down, I don't know if you handled it or not, the temporary orders, how they reached the 10,000 number for? what
I
was
didn't
done and what
handle
was-
that, so I don't have it in front of me. If that's something that the court really needs to know, I can try and find that information, but I don't have that to hand.
They based it off of the minimum wage and just did the math that way. And then it was originally 11,000 something, but we both agreed to the 10,500.
But do you, for how, what period of time? I guess the order says what period of time?
In the order, and sorry, Ms. Baumann, to cut you off, but I'm looking at it right now. And the order says between the first day of May 2022 and the first day of May 2025.
So that's a solid 3 years. And I guess we can do the math here, 10,500 divided by 36 months, I guess. That's close to the 300 a month, 290, 166. Okay. And that for 2 children might have been minimum wage. I'm talking out loud, but you don't dispute that, Mr. Skinner?
That the
The retroactive was roughly what Mom said, that it was minimum wage, and for a 3-year period, that would equal about that.
I don't have any reason to dispute that, Your Honor. I wasn't part of that negotiation, so I don't know how that number was arrived at. It was agreed to by the parties, so.
Okay.
Just wait. This week, I'm moving my studio. It's happening.
Look at that. What
I'm
was it,
setting
those,
back up the microphone.
numbers on the charts that you had?
It's gonna be voiceovers. There's gonna be uploads. No, I'm just.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I'm looking at the Bureau of Labor stats and stuff.
Yes.
Did you do the reverse math for me? What the
Younger and more
monthly
professional
wages
is
or annual
exactly the
wages
look
on
I'm
300
going
a
for.
month are?
I'm going on a
I
very
can
big work
try, or
trip,
I can come up maybe with a rough figure.
Yeah. It would take me too long to do it backwards if y'all have some kind of calculation on your computer. Because that would have been
And
for
beyond
2
the
children. Are we
September
doing,
period.
did I hear there was one other child, so it's a different percentage, or did I not hear that? Was that?
I can ask. The
Okay.
temporary order made a finding that Mr. Salcedo had no other children.
Other children, okay.
Ms. Bowerman, to the best of your knowledge, does Mr. Salcedo have any other children under 18?
No.
So it's a solid 25% then, okay.
Yes. And I am taking a look at. $300 a month, Your Honor, for 2 children would be somewhere in the ballpark of 1,300 gross a month, a little above minimum wage. I don't have a dollar for dollar figure on that, but that's the ballpark it would be in.
Yeah, so that's still the minimum wage rate of like 15,000 a year. I know that's too low. Okay, but I'm still not persuaded that just because he said a week or 2 or a month ago that he was a welder or getting to a welder, that he's making welding wages of any kind. And I still don't understand how the structural whatever is less than the actual welder, but
Yeah, I don't
$26 and $24 an hour.
I don't myself know why that is, Your Honor, but I think there's pretty solid testimony and evidence that he is in the structural metal business, that he works for a company that makes pipes, and that he told Miss Bowerman himself that he makes pretty good money. So I think there is evidence to
Money
support.
could be anything above minimum wage, but we don't know, but he's not here. And, you know, if y'all would bring in your recorded wages, your quarterly wages, even if they're low, at least I could see a progression or something, but I never get that. And all I have is now speculation of future income, which he hasn't made. So indulge me, and the numbers at $26 an hour and $20 an hour. I'm not convinced he's making 50,000 yet based on the little I've heard. Try $20 an hour, because I don't think minimum wage is right, or even $15, that's double minimum wage.
You like to see $20 an hour, Your Honor?
Yeah, somewhere still decent, but not zapping him with something where totally there's no evidence for. I'm not even, and
He doesn't have any
those
W-2s.
bureau
That's the whole
statistics are
point. So
great,
this
but
is all
we didn't get the
like
right
a
category. We're
guess.
just talking apples and oranges, and he should be here. I get that, but I still don't want to go way beyond what the evidence has shown. And I haven't.
So I'm making that calculation right now. Yeah, I just
Okay.
have to plug everything in, so it'll take me 30 seconds.
Sure.
I miss you, little Red Bull. I'm sorry that I always buy the small can and
This was the
want the
guy,
big
or am I
can.
thinking of the last case that was, you told me he was depressed, he couldn't do something? Or no?
No, I'm just
Earlier,
hungry,
Ms.
Judge.
Berman, that he couldn't
not
handle things
depressed.
because he was depressed, or,
Yes.
yeah. And you don't think he's depressed anymore, or?
I don't know his life, but more than likely he probably still is.
Well, yeah, those things don't go away, and sadly, if people don't get treated, it gets worse. And so I'm still trying to figure out, if I zap him with these numbers, that it ain't gonna make it worse. And I guess I shouldn't have to worry about that, but I do.
Your Honor, at $20 an hour, which I really don't think is borne out by the evidence, but at $20 an hour, that's $687 guideline child support, with a medical support payment of $208.
And what's the gross wages, monthly gross wages?
For $20 an hour, assuming a 40-hour work week, the monthly gross wages are $3,466.67.
No income tax at all? Oh! No state income tax, yeah. Wouldn't that be cool?
And annual would be what, 3,466.67 times 12, 41,600, almost 42.
41,600, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that helps me. Okay, anything else you want to say, Ms. Barman?
No.
Anything else, Mr. Skinner?
Nothing further, Your Honor. I'd just
Anyone?
like to, I mean, I've made my closing. I think the only thing I didn't get to was court costs, and we have no special requests on those.
Okay. Okay, let me go through one thing at a time. The order itself might take a while, but I'm gonna have to finish so I can be done with Ms. Berman and move on. Clearly, there's things I don't have a problem with, or some of the agreed things, so let's start there. This, oh, you do want a final order, you don't want to come back again and see maybe if he had the job, it's now reported to the AG, and there's reported wages I can look at that will show the 50,000 or not. You don't want to come back, ma'am, even if I,
No.
okay, then you get what you ask for sometimes, because, you know, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm trying to do right by everybody, which means I don't please anybody, and that's the life we have here in family law. Everybody's always mad at the judge because of they didn't get what they want, but I figure if you win a little and lose a little, maybe life goes on and you all can coexist and co-parent better. So anyway, starting with the top, this was not a paternity, signed the AOPs, I guess, or whatever it was.
I'm
Absolutely.
actually not sure. I know that was taken care of in the previous order, whether that was just agreed parentage or.
Well, let me see. Are you talking about the temporary order?
Yes.
Well, it's either paternity or SAPSR, which is it? It's titled both. So there was one paternity finding and one duty of support with a previous finding, I guess.
That may have been the case, Your Honor.
Okay, whatever the order says is gonna be as a final part. It does say paternity is established for Dadius, is that the name of the child?
Yes.
Paternity on Dadius and
Yeah, we talked about Daddius.
the other one,
Daddy.
Charles, is
Hi,
already,
Daddy.
has been established, parent-child relationship on the other child. And what was the other child's name, ma'am?
Benjamin.
Okay, thank you.
Benjamin
Then I'm
and
gonna
Daddy.
continue the joint managing conservatorship.
I'm going to the basement.
You had agreed to the geographic restriction to Hayes. You're not moving anytime soon, so he'll be around, be able to see his children.
Yes.
Okay, I'll keep that too. Mother's the primary with the ability to make the decision for the children's residence, but with the geographic restriction. Okay, on the visitation, I didn't want to rehash that. I think I'm going to give you what we already talked about, but if you didn't write it down, I do have to rehash that. Is that correct, Mr. Skinner, or did you write anything down?
I was following along, but I don't have good notes. I wasn't sure if that was going to constitute your final order, or if there were going to be
You're
tweaks
right.
made.
But I was confused by the alternating weekly possession in the summer. Was that in the future, or what was that about? I haven't
And
found it.
the way the temporary order was written, Your Honor, there was that short step-up period, and then parties moved to a standard possession order, with the exception that it was altered to replace the extended summer possession with the alternating weekly summer possession.
As soon as next summer?
I suppose if Mr. Salzito had completed his 5 periods of step-up possession before next summer, that it would that would be enforced. Enforced, I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say.
But you put the standard possession in there with the no summers, unless it's at the very end.
Let me look and see what page it's on, Your Honor. I see on page 19 is the step-up language, then page 20, the edited SPO begins, and it's right at the end of page 20, top of page 21, the summer vacation
Oh, right.
provisions.
Every time I scroll, it skips that section. Summer vacation, alternate weekly, but that's in that first step of the standard under the 50 miles.
Believe it was edited into all categories.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that it was just copy and pasted into all categories.
Okay. And because it's a summer, it doesn't affect school, and so that's why it was allowed throughout the entire, even if there's distance between the parties. Okay. Now I see it. And you still think that's right and good for them, that they spend alternating weeks with their father during the summer? Ms. Barrowman, that's in there?
Yes.
So
Are
I'm
her
still over
tits
here.
huge?
How
Hold
can you
on.
predict that? Well, that's good.
Have we been sleeping on these? Are her tits huge? Like huge? The angle has slightly changed and all of a sudden I'm confused. Maybe it's just a camera trick. Or maybe it's Faith's main trick.
And that's okay, a whole week, wherever he lives, however he lives, whenever he lives, blah, 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 however long it takes. But still be so restrictive on the beginning part. That's the part I'm not getting. So
So
generous on the summer, but not so generous on the weekends.
my understanding for the summer is that they would be over there for like a lot, like half the summer for like a prolonged period, and I want them to be able to come home and just have their time with me. And I know it technically gives him more days during that time, but I also don't want them over there for like, I don't know how to, like, for,
The full 30 days or the
Yeah.
42 days or whatever that
Yeah.
was.
I'd rather have it split up to where they come back home and go back over there and come home.
Then let me start with the visitation. I have to rewrite it because I'm gonna tweak it a little bit. you know, if you're gonna feel comfortable, you're not gonna feel comfortable with him as a supervisor, I'm gonna grant you that because he's not here to dispute it, and I don't know him well enough or know any of the situation or his father's situation, his living situation to know that it would go so smoothly and it won't be a problem. So I will start with the supervised visits at a facility that you requested. Um, I will do 5 times on the second and fourth Saturdays. You're writing now, Mr. Skinner?
I'm typing now, yes.
Second and fourth Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. And did you pick a facility? Because I can't just say any facility, and I think Hayes County has one somewhere in Buda, or was it Kids in Touch?
Know of it's called Kinder. Hold up, let me look.
Sorry, I didn't ask earlier because if you want a facility, you gotta pick it for me. I don't have the ability to, or I have too many counties. I don't keep up with all the facilities in all these counties. Or most of them, some of them don't have any, with their rural counties. Because it has to be specific, so you have to name it. I know there's a Kids in Touch, and I thought that one was the one in Hayes County, but it was in Buda. Because I just recently signed an order, if my memory doesn't fail me, that's what I remember. So if you look it up, either of you, and tell me something different or some exact.
I am seeing that there is one in Buda. I think Ms. Bowerman was saying she had a place in mind, but I do see that there is Kids in Touch that they are in Buda.
Well, that one works too.
Did you
Buddha?
find Kinder, ma'am? I don't know about
I was
Kinder.
trying to find the name of the place. I know
She's
it was here
trying
in
so
New
hard.
Braunfels. But I forgot the exact name of it, so I'm trying to get it right now.
In New Braunfels?
Yes.
You live in Hayes and he lives where? In Hayes?
Yes.
You will want to leave the
But I am moving to New Braunfels. Yeah, I'm moving to New Braunfels, and the kids are starting school in New
What?
Braunfels.
How does is she gonna just get to move with them? I don't
Well, under the
understand.
geographic restriction, if that's allowed, so tell me which one you want and you need to find it for me before you leave here right now. Or let me skip that and you keep looking, and if there's nothing else, we'll use the Buda one, but that's a lot of driving back and forth too. But I can't just leave it blank or whatever. It can't.
I'm trying to get it right now. We could come back to it.
Yes, I'll come back to it. So we need to, and don't let me forget, Mr. Skinner. So at a facility and mom to name facility. If not, we'll use the Buda one.
It's
Okay,
called Kinder Time.
that one word or 2 words? 2 words, right?
One word, I believe.
Kinder time, and then what town is it in?
It is in New Braunfels.
Okay.
The address
Then
is
Go ahead and, well, hold on, just, with that, I think you can find the address, or you can, before you leave, make sure you all have the same address. I doubt there's any, duplicate.
I found something that looks to be it, Your Honor. I have the website up in front of me right now.
Okay, wonderful. So Kinder time in New Braunfels. 5 times, second and
Kinder
fourth
doesn't
Saturdays,
count,
3 to 5
Evan.
p.m., supervised by the facility. Cost to be borne by father. And parents to cooperate with the application process, and well, there's some words you can use that you can find somewhere on that. I just can't think of them right now, Mr. Skinner, that both parents need to cooperate with the program and do whatever is required, including application process and payments. Okay, I'm not gonna do it within a 6-month period or a 12-month period or a 2-month period. It's gonna be 5 times. When he gets 5 times done, however long it takes me, then he's gonna get to the next level. I find that works better. If he's interested, he can get there faster. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So the next level, step 2, would be second and fourth Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Supervised by mother, and I would suggest you appoint somebody if y'all can't get along. but you get to appoint a competent adult. And don't make sure it doesn't say by court, because you're not gonna be able to come back and ask me for the supervisor. That doesn't work. And that's for 3 periods before the next level. Okay, don't let me forget exchanges. I think I wrote that down. We gotta figure out the exchanges, okay?
There was an exchange location included in the temporary orders, Your Honor, and that's my bad. I should have took testimony on that. But there was an exchange location in New Braunfels given in the temporary orders.
Is that in the general description?
Yes, it's in general terms and conditions.
Okay, that's fine. Let me double check it.
I'm not sure what that address is, but I wonder
I
if
don't care. I just
Yeah.
realized I might have forgotten avocado
Well, I'm
for
not
my
gonna say it out loud,
salad.
but there is a place in the temporary orders. Do you remember that, ma'am? You don't have to say it out
Yes.
loud either. That's the place you still want.
Yes,
Whose is it or what is it?
that's my dad's address.
Okay. Exchanges it. Maternal grandfathers, okay. The third level would be then overnights. The second
I would never coordinate in
Saturday
my
of
life.
the month, second and fourth Saturdays
I will be more likely to walk to a
at 10
store.
a.m. ending the following Sunday at 6 p.m. So he does them in the same month. He does them in consecutive months, whatever it is. He needs to do at least 2 of those overnights, and that's the requirement of supervision ends with level 2.
the level 3, although the first overnights is unsupervised.
That's the first level. Yeah, no supervision starting with level 3. 2 times with overnights, second and fourth Saturdays. 10 a.m. ending the Sunday, 6 p.m. And then the fourth level is the standard possession order with the deviation. Well, the modified standard possession order, all of this is with the deviation on summers, leave them the tact as per the temp order for all 3 levels of standard. With the alternating weekly in the summertime for dad. Okay, is there anything else special in the general terms or conditions that I need to be aware of that is the exchange?
The only other provision besides this exchange
Oh.
location that I see in the general terms and conditions that's not just stock was there was a 48 hours notice requirement.
Okay, was he, even for the 2 times that he visited, did he give you 48 hours notice, or did y'all just work that
Yes,
out?
he did.
Then leave that in there. The exchanges, the 48 hours advance notice. Do you want that by app close, or since we're not doing the non-disclosure, he can text you with that? Which would you prefer?
App close.
40 hours advance notice to mother by app close. But then you also did ask for a bunch of other things, if I remember right, but the one I'm remembering is that if after you've been there for 25 minutes, so I'm gonna do 30. If you're already there 25, I'm gonna give him the 30 minutes. 30 minutes, then you can leave. And you don't show up at all if he hasn't told you 48 hours in advance.
Mhm.
So if his father is 30 minutes late, or I'm sure there's a better way to phrase it right now. My brain is fried, but
If
30
he's
minutes late.
30 minutes late without otherwise, and
Yeah,
there's no otherwise notice or agreement that we can reschedule the time or something, then
The way that he forfeits the visit, and yeah, you can reschedule it by agreement, yes. But mom doesn't have to sit there beyond the 30 minutes waiting on him.
yes, I get.
Flat tires. There was a truck wreck somewhere on the highway and he couldn't get through, blah, 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 blah. And he calls you and tells you, I'm just about there, or blah, blah, that keeps you informed. Maybe you can wait more than 30 minutes. I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
saying,
obviously that
you
sorry, not obviously. That's what I had said too. As long if he didn't send me a message saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be late. This is
Right.
what," well, he doesn't have to explain fully, just as like, "Hey," a courteous text, something letting me know that he's at least on his way.
Okay, but that has to be by text and not by app close, because
Well,
who's in
no.
the car looking at app close? Okay, that one needs to be by text to mother. And you can put all that specifically in that provision. Exchanges, blah, blah, blah. The other stuff, where's my list of things you were asking for? I'm not gonna require a valid driver's license unless he's driving the vehicle, that you are entitled to see a valid driver's license. Um, I don't know how you want to phrase it, but if he's gonna have the car, I'm not gonna have him show you the insurance or whether it's registered. That's between him and the state of Texas. He just better have the driver's license and car seats.
I'm fighting with my AI.
And that's a visual thing at the spot where you're exchanging. I can allow that. If to, father to
She's being
provide
sassy again.
proof of valid driver's license. And, two car seats in the vehicle. If he's picking up the children in a vehicle he's driving. I don't know how specific more to get. I
I think
you are
that's
entitled to
fine
that.
to you, and I can make
Yes, you
something.
can tweak it for me. All the other stuff on checking his house or checking how many people or checking whether there's beds or checking, I'm not gonna do that. You should have enough communication with him or an app close talk about it. And if you wanna make a whole random visit and they let you in, fine. I hope that wouldn't be a problem if your child's there. But I assume he wouldn't take them if he didn't have a decent place for them. He's not gonna put them in the corner of on the floor or anything. But you know, pallets, I get, you don't want them on the floor, but that's not quite the floor. If you can make it comfortable with sleeping bags or pillows or something, or make it fun. It's like indoor camping. I mean, sometimes you gotta let a parent do what they can do they gotta see their kids, not just have this high standard where if it's really that bad, he can't meet it. So I'm trying to let him stay in the children's lives without requiring all that other stuff. But if it actually looks dangerous or you're aware of any danger, then you put it in writing and y'all discuss it. And if you want to deny visits based on if that's on you, and if you're disobeying the court order, then it's on him to drag you into court to fight it out or for y'all to work it out. Now, while I'm still thinking about it, it's not that I'm gonna pick on one or pick on the other, or I pick on both of you. If you want parenting classes for him, I'm gonna say the two of you get to go to co-parenting classes, because I think that's what you need. Not necessarily a parenting class on how to feed him or whatever, but co-parenting, how to deal with the other parent. I think there's some online programs that are probably excellent. If you can't find anything, look up Travis County Domestic Relations Office. This is a big town with a lot of resources. Their domestic relations office, I think, does offer those kinds of things or have links to resources for that. But there's the website, and you're probably good at doing that. So both parents to do online parenting classes, co-parenting classes rather.
I do believe
A pallet is like a sleeping bag on the floor. Is that what you're saying? I thought it was a shipping pallet as well. I was like, that sounds like some beds from IKEA. So, what the fuck if there's a mattress on top? But you're saying no mattress. Not even an air mattress, like an inflatable Thermarest. Did you guys have Thermarests? They're very, I think, expensive and tiny, thin air mattresses.
in the kinder time, they have a mandatory for both parents, a co-parenting class.
Wonderful.
So
You can do that. That would comply as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying how many weeks or what levels or whatever, just something to at least get started. And if it helps you, you might go to the next level on your own. Okay, but co-parenting for both parents. Am I done with all the visitation issues? It's hard to tell right now. Oh, you asked for if he's leaving the city. He lives in Hays County too? Is that what I heard?
he lives in San Marcos, yes.
I'm gonna say if he's leaving the county, I mean, he can go off for a day trip here or there on those times he has time to do that. But father is ordered to notify mother
That's if he's leaving Hayes County.
if leaving, yeah, the Hayes County, Hayes County for periods of possession. So at least you know where they are. Okay. And while I'm at it, there's no non-disclosure, correct? It's asking, but I want to double check. No non-disclosure findings. So y'all, if you move, you need to tell them where you moved to, and if you change addresses, phone numbers, emails, y'all need to exchange that. You're both required to do this. That's in the order. Okay. So that's conservatorship, possession, and other like, general items. I think that's covered. Do you think I have anything else that I left out, Mr. Skinner?
I don't think there's anything that,
Did you think I left something out, Sparrowman? I'm
No.
gonna put the burden on you since you were the ones that asked for everything. I tried to cover it. Okay, so now the rest of it.
This is what happens when you don't show up to court. He didn't show up.
I don't know if they repeat anything, but I'm just trying to find my notes. And I
Please don't.
don't
please
have anything
don't,
stapled
please
right now, so here,
don't.
let me figure it out. When I told you to do some math for me and you did. Where is that?
We're almost ready to say goodnight. I'm gonna go eat my dinner. I thank you for being with me tonight. All of us are sinners. No, seriously. This was a crazy case. This is a default, y'all. It should have taken 20 minutes. Judge Aguilar would not have done this.
I guess oh, there it is. Finally, okay. Right under my nose, above the visitation stuff. Okay, I am gonna order or find that he's capable of making $20 an hour. And I disagree that there's proof of anything really, except that I don't think he's a minimum wage worker, so I'm not gonna do minimum wage, but at $20 an hour, I'm gonna grant the request on those numbers for 687 a month child support and 208 a month medical support. And she's, remind me, carrying both medical and dental?
Yes.
Does dental not cost you anything then?
No.
Yeah.
well, Your Honor,
What-
Ms. Bauerman, what's the source of your insurance?
Medicaid.
Oh, there you go. Well, then it's a government program. You still qualify for that? And you probably will, even if you take another job, Ms. Barrowman.
Yes.
Okay, the government program, you're required to provide it. And then based on that, there is no dental support, just child support and medical support. And did I hear a start date, September 1?
Yeah, September 1, and I'll draft the order in a way, incrementing it up, and that way we don't have to worry about a judgment on the temporary orders.
Okay, that's good. But there is the retroactive child support that was already ordered by agreement. You'll put that in there as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
And repeat the number for me so I don't have to look at all my notes again.
That number was
Not 10,000, 9,000, 10,500.
$10,500.
Did it have a payout on it already?
Yes, 103 per month.
And let's move that start date to September 1 in this new order.
Are you?
Okay.
I don't think that's necessary, Your Honor. I don't think that's going to be necessary the way I can draft this order.
So you'll have to make a finding a retroactive with a finding. Wait, are you gonna take no, you're not gonna take judgments and surprise me
No.
with judgments, no.
No, I'm not going to take a judgment, and what I'd rather do is write the order and have the support be ordered at a certain amount through August 31st, and then change effective September 1st, and just keep the June 1st start date for the retro judgment and the start of that payout. I think
Yeah,
that's
but
the,
in this order, you're gonna have to somewhere say that there was an agreement on 10,500 retroactive.
yeah, that'll stay in, Your Honor.
I just don't like backdating start dates when they're not before me. And it's not gonna happen anyway, and it's not enforceable anyway, so just put September 1 for my benefit, Mr.
All right,
Skinner.
Your Honor.
103 a month. But yeah, if I don't see judgments, somewhere I need to see that the 10,500 survives the temporary orders and is included in your computer for the judgment down the road that she's not being shorted. I trust you'll do it because you're employed there and they tell you how to do it. But just make sure I know that's what you're doing, that it's not left unsaid, and that you all know behind the scenes that it's there. No, it needs to be in the order.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, otherwise we have to take judgments. Okay, court costs, I'll just waive him. He's not here, and I'm sure he's gonna be depressed about everything
You
else.
should
but I'll just
waive
him and
them.
not
We
worry
should
about
get
collecting
we
on
should
it.
get paid the court costs.
And that'll be the order of the court by default against Mr. Salcido and with the hearing with Ms. Barrowman. The state's gonna draft the order, do the same thing they did with the temporary orders, send it to you in writing to an email address through Texas Office of the Attorney General is where it comes from. So pay attention, consider that priority homework, try to review it, sign it. If you disagree with something, talk to them about your right of appeal. If you want to sign it, I can tell them to put as to form only, just so that it shows that this is my order, whether you agree to it or not. And I'm not gonna put it on section, you agree to this, you didn't agree
Just
to that, no,
finish,
it's just as to form
Judge.
only. You acknowledge that overall, this is my order, with or without you on board with it. Then you can sign it with a good conscience that it's not like you're giving up any rights. So if you'll put that in the order, Mr. Skinner. Did I talk about this already, or was that the last case I heard that was also long? Bill of Rights, is that gonna, I want that in there, whether or not it was there previously.
Right.
And why don't you go ahead and throw in the ways to make payments, because the only way in the order is like the old ways to mail a money order to the PO box. So why don't you put the ways to make payments in there for child support, the links or whatever, for his benefit. Okay, and if he has a W-2 job and you know where it is and that he's working for somebody, yeah, you can always call it in and they can send a wage withholding to come out of his paycheck. But if he's a 1099 worker, that won't work. Just so you understand. Okay, do you have any questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay, then thank you, ma'am. I'll render the order and I'll let you go. Or do you need to still talk to her?
No, at this point, I'll just have her watch her inbox, and hopefully by end of the day today, I'll have that sent to her. And
But you didn't need to confirm something. I thought you did.
well, yeah, let's go back to the breakout room real quick, and I'll
Okay, well,
confirm
let
her
me end
email
this
address.
hearing and then you can do that. They can move y'all. Then
Yeah.
that concludes this hearing. That'll be the order of the court, and let me stop.
Let us all stop, Judge. Let us all stop. Oh my God, finally. Thank you, Jesus. No, that was long. I told you, it was a weird case. The judge was like incredibly patient and I don't know, she went above and beyond to help this lady get everything she wanted for this poor guy who defaulted by not showing up. Anyways, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow morning, Monday, members only morning. Monday, members only morning. I need to go eat something. Do me a favor, remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. I love you. Bye.